Think about the last time you shared something personal. Maybe it was at work, during a casual conversation, maybe with a friend, over tea, maybe with a relative who seemed concerned. You thought you didn't overshare, but actually you did. You just said a little more than usual. At that moment, it felt normal. It felt like bonding. But later, something felt off. A tone changed. A joke landed differently. Advice became judgment. Not because you did something wrong, but because someone now knew something about you that they didn't before. This feeling has a name in psychology. It's called a vulnerability hangover. And it's your gut telling you a quiet truth. Not everyone who listens deserves access to your personal life. The why, the psychology of oversharing. So why do we do it? Why do we overshare with people who haven't earned it? I'm not a psychologist. This is a personal reflection meant for awareness, not diagnosis. We do this because we mistake venting for bonding. We are taught that being open builds connection. We think that if we show someone our wounds, they will show us their loyalty. For many of us, especially if we grew up in a chaotic environment, this can be the result of growing up in emotionally unsafe environments. When you have spent your life feeling unheard, silence feels like rejection. So you fill the silence with your secrets, hoping it will buy you safety. You people please by giving away pieces of yourself. But in real life, openness without boundaries often creates labels, not love. The shift, how they use it, the weaponization. Once you share, you are no longer just you. You become the anxious one, the one with family issues, the emotional one. No one says this out loud, but it shows up in how seriously you're taken, in how people talk about you when you're not there. Most people don't protect what they didn't earn. They store it and use it when the time comes. It's subtle. It's the coworker who knows you're stressed about money, so they lowball you on a project because they know you can't say no. It's the relative who knows you have marriage trouble, so they make an innocent comment about divorce at a family dinner to see if you flinch. They aren't just using your words. They are using your vulnerability as currency. The realization. Regret comes later. You tell someone you're struggling. Weeks later, during a disagreement, you hear, "You always overthink. You're too sensitive." That's just your insecurity talking. They're not trying to hurt you. They're using the context you gave them. That's when you realize sharing didn't make you closer. It made you smaller in their eyes. People don't misuse personal information because they're cruel. They misuse it because human beings remember leverage. And once something becomes leverage, it quietly shifts the power dynamic. This is why regret doesn't come immediately. It comes later. The solution, the staircase of trust. Real connections don't rush your story. If someone pushes you to open up quickly, pause. That is a red flag. Depth without safety is not intimacy. It's exposure. So how do you know who is safe? You stop handing over the keys to your house and you let them stand on the porch first. Trust is not a switch you flip. It is a staircase. Share something small, a minor worry, a small opinion. Then watch what they do with it. Do they hold it with care? Or do they turn it into gossip? Do they ask questions? Or do they immediately make it about themselves? Let them walk up the first step before you invite them to the top floor. Protect your peace. Anyone who truly respects you will let you keep parts of yourself private. This isn't about distrusting everyone. It's about earning trust slowly. Your personal life is not content. Your pain is not proof of closeness. Your story is not public property. Protect it. Not because people are bad, but because you don't get to control what happens once it's known.